Watching this on YouTube, thanks for watching. We're going to continue up on the stream here. Alright.
Tactical battle imminent.
Again, I'm still not entirely sure what you're saying, like, make Republic at War, so, like, make a playthrough series of Republic at War, or make a different mod for EAW about the Clone Wars. I'm still not 100% clear what you're referring to there.
Reporting.
The thing that kind of sucks right now is the garrison forces are a little bit, like they still haven't been fully converted from the,
We've located the enemy.
what's it called, from the squad changes. Well, this guy's
on my way.
yeah.
Moving us.
Awaiting order.
Hey, Frederick. But if you mean do a playthrough of Republic at War, if people want to see me do that, I'd be happy to. I've never actually really played it that much, to be honest. But if you mean making another set of mods like set in the Clone Wars, then we already have a lot of major projects that we're doing. Like, that's a huge commitment to do another full total conversion while still making these ones. So that's probably not going to happen.
Over there.
Oh crap. Those are artillery spotters.
Moving to position.
Like, I'm not as interested in the Clone Wars as the post-Endor period. Partially because it's... Like, the thing I like most about the post-Endor period is there are so many groups that could reasonably be in a position to get control in the galaxy, or, like, there's different breakpoints and everything. In the Clone Wars, it's really just the Republic versus the CIS. And I've sort of always liked the idea of going for more of a, I guess, total war style with the factions, where you have a bunch of different groups with even some varying levels of power, but ultimately you have a few different choices as to what you're going to play. Also, the commitment to make that many new units and factions, that would take a long time. Like, keep in mind, Imperial Civil War at this point has been in development for like 10.5 years now. So we'd rather continue to flesh out what we have here rather than sort of tack on Clone Wars stuff, especially when most of the team isn't really into that.
Heading out.
I've sort of done like, me and Slavert are trying to get a lot of our stuff a bit more organized. So I've got a pretty good idea of what we have and don't have and would even need for a Clone Wars mod, and it's still quite a bit. Like, and even the factions aren't as well developed as you'd think they are. You're really looking at 10 space, 10 land units each for the CIS and New Republic that are sort of well established, and other than that you have a bunch of weird ones from comic books and cartoons and stuff. So there's a few from that, but they're really weird. Like, there's the one that looks like a flying confetti birthday cake. I think it's called the Conquer class thing. I can't remember the actual name.
Moving. Moving to fire. Next row. Targeting.
I talked about this a bit with Gull before, but honestly, if I was to do another mod either for Zsinj or EAW, probably not EAW because ground mode, but there are different time periods in Star Wars that would interest me a lot more, let's say. As far as the Disney canon goes, it's not very well developed yet, and I'm not saying that as a statement on quality. there's a lot I don't really know about the new canon. I mean that as in, like, there's not as much depth to it yet.
Aborted.
New coordinates.
Nah, we'll still
We
do
have
it.
been defeated.
So, you're not looking at as many options for units and factions and that sort of thing that you have in the expanded universe. And we'd face the same problems as we did even early on in ICW's development, where you're sort of looking at a lot more regularly. You'd have things come up that contradict things we've already got in the mod, so we'd have to make a lot more changes more often. For example, in the past we had the... I hate that. Why did you do that to me? I guess we'll just focus on over here. But in the past we've had to remake a lot more as new information came out, like the Republic Star Destroyer, or Nebula Star Destroyer was very different before, and we've had to remake stuff like that. So that's sort of why we don't touch the new canon. Let's just say it escapes the New Republic, fun. Or to say it escapes the New Republic and find its way to one of the Imperial factions of the mod, but just for the mod. Well, the ship was destroyed long before the mod even started, so, like, when we're dealing with canon, we try to represent what exists as best as we can. And then where there's gaps, we try to fill them in. But this isn't really an area where there's a gap or a reason to fill a gap. Like, it was destroyed flat out before the mod. It was never in the hands of the New Republic, so there's not really any reason to do that, or... Hey Corey, I ask why there isn't planet help if Camino makes clones for 1 credit, but 15% more time to create. There are planet bonuses, a lot of the same one as the base game. The reason it may seem like there's less is because the base game treated really weird stuff like it was a bonus, so we just didn't document that stuff. So like, it's raining on this planet isn't really a planet bonus, but if you look at things like Wayland has the exact same bonus there that Camino... Oh sweet, they didn't defend this very well. But yeah, Wayland has the exact same bonus that Camino did in the base game, with maybe some changes to the numbers. But, yeah. Well, in Aftermath, there were Warlord like the Anton Sector and the Iron Blockade. Yeah, there'd still be like a lot of the Warlordism, but we don't know as much about those groups. Like, even the most developed Warlord groups in the new canon have the sort of same level of development as something like the Anti-Meridian section, or sector, in that we know they exist, but we don't really know what they were doing or what they'd use. So you'd have a situation where they're all using like older stuff from just the movies for all the factions. There's not really any basis on which to give them any diversity or to give them anything new. So that's sort of why... That's sort of what I mean with that. Just gonna pound through this planet. I believe it's called Coruscant? Yeah. And again, that's like... The reason that's as big of an issue is because, like I said, I'm sort of more interested in sort of those divisions in the galaxy and what we can do with those, as opposed to just like throwing stuff in the mod for the sake of it being there. Like, all you're really looking at is the Resurgent class. Is that what it's called? Resurgent class? The Finalizer? Kylo Ren's thing? Like, that's the only real new big Imperial ship there is. But you're replacing things like the Allegiance, Praetor, Gladiator, Enforcer, Vindicator. Like, all those ships just wouldn't exist. And the unit list would be very poorly fleshed out. The factions would be very poorly fleshed out. There's just not really much to work with there. Oh, still good. This is like super poorly defended. I don't know. I'm a little disappointed. Like, yeah, as far as the Clone Wars goes, I doubt... I'd be surprised if anyone here was around at the time, but when Thrawn's Revenge started, our original plan was actually... This is back when I had no idea what I was doing. Thrawn's Revenge started as 4 mods, or it started as 3, became 4 within a month or two, where the first release was going to be covering the Galactic Civil War and the formation of the Empire of the Hand. The second release, and that one was called Empire of the Hand. The second one was what you know now as Imperial Civil War. I guess it was called Imperial Civil War then too. And then the third release was Fall of the Republic. My throat just died. And then the fourth was the Yuzon Wrong. But we quickly learned like how much actually goes into making a mod like that and scaled it back. But we were trying to represent like as much in the wider galaxy as we could. So like our version of a Clone Wars mod actually included stuff a bit earlier, so it went from a Bound Flight and would have had the Chiss as a third major faction. We'll add the First Order. Well, the First Order is from the Disney canon, so for all the reasons that I've just outlined, we're not going to touch the Disney canon, and that includes the First Order.
I'm hit. They've got us targeted. How about a little help?
No, no help for you.
Interceptor squad reporting. Roger that. Sir, I've got him. Go after this guy.
One of the things that I fixed was the Allegiance's weird issue with one of its hardpoints. It was actually listing one hardpoint twice, as opposed to, like, it had hardpoint 5 twice and not hardpoint 6 at all. So that's why it couldn't be destroyed in the previous episodes.
Getting a lock.
It is hinted that the Emperor of the Hand is fighting the First Order in the canon, and it's targeting Thrawn. Well, it's not really the same Empire of the Hand as we'd be familiar with. What's in... That was weird. But there's even less information about the canon Empire of the Hand than the one in Legends. So it's really... that doesn't really mean much yet. Doesn't hurt to try, although even if it's just starting. The thing that's important to keep in mind with mod development is that when you're saying you're going to do something, it's not really necessarily a question of should this thing be in, yes or no. The other thing you need to keep in mind is what are we giving up in order to make this? Because our development resources are limited to the people who join the team, and there's a lot that we're trying to tackle even with the team we have now, or even just with the plans we have now, rather. So by saying like that we'd be doing I think, well, the asserter is the example that I've used the most recently. Like, if you're saying you're going to do this thing, you then have to either delay or not do certain other things, and when you're talking about it in the context of an entire new mod covering an entirely different subject matter, that's a significant amount of stuff that has to come from somewhere. There's some nuance to that in that there's certain things where if it can be in a different discipline where, like, the person developing the GCs within the mod is typically not the same person who's developing the
On my way, sir.
the models and stuff. So like Robin isn't going to be the one to do all the story scripting or whatever for stuff. I really wish I'd looked at how many infantry I didn't have before I did this, but when it comes to a full new mod, then you're basically doubling the amount of work you're doing, and it's not like we can just go out and hire more 3D artists.
Ready.
Like, we'd love to have more 3D artists just to do the stuff that we already want to do, let alone adding in a bunch of new stuff.
Acknowledged.
I have increased the ATTE speed. I don't know how the animations will match up to it at the moment, because it's still looking like it's sliding a bit. I haven't done the final test to just make sure it
Destination
looks
set.
proper, but it shouldn't crawl along anymore. The Mandator 3, are we going to see in the mod? Probably
If that
not.
is your desire.
Yes, sir. Roger.
What do you want? Very well.
I actually can't see the poll results right now. I have the chat open on my tablet, like usual. What are you... Oh. That's fine. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. It's not worth it.
Ready.
Yay, clipping.
Proceeding to target. Reporting in. Ready.
Send the Juggernaut in last. But yeah, the Mandator 3 of any future SSD, they do have a bigger chance of getting in because the Dominion and Megador were probably like Mandator 3 fits the best for them. But we'd also like I mentioned, that's a lot of development work, and as far as gameplay actually goes, there's not a huge amount they add because at a certain point a super ship is just a super ship. Like, they're all just going to be these giant platforms that do a lot of damage, don't move very well, and not much else. Like the Executor, the Viscounts, and the Vengeance are, for all intents and purposes, indistinguishable. Even the Bellador, which is like a much smaller version. Once you reach a certain level of damage, it's just it's going to do what it's going to do. Because a lot of the damage just goes through hard points anyways.
Targeting at maximum firepower.
Like, the only SSDs that have anything really unique going on for them are the Eclipse and Sovereign because they have the super lasers. But in something like Zsinj, it's a bit easier to make them more diverse because of the you have abilities to work with in a way that EAW doesn't. But right, I don't want to just stand here and lose my ATTs to this. What about the Night Hammer, Frederick?
Yes, sir. Attack that target. Attacking target. Yes.
We lost one of the little laser cannons. That's not good. We'll see if we can get Kazarian up to take more. Oh, no. Oh, that's an AAC. Never mind.
Fire at will.
I thought that was artillery. I was very scared for a second.
Let's move out.
If we can position this ATTE here
Keep going.
and just have it shoot stuff. There we go.
Armed and ready.
What the f...
Unit destroyed. Affirmative.
I sense disturbance.
Oh no, I don't want to lose Kazarian. Oh, thank God.
Attacking.
Where is the enemy?
Yes, Commander.
As long as we have the turbo laser up here, we're good.
This way.
The one thing the ATTE has over the AT-AT is all this weapon arc. Like, it's a bit slower, it's a bit less directly powerful, but it has like so many different weapons that you're pretty much covered from most angles. And you can take out multiple things at once. Oh crap.
Ready. Over there. Acknowledge. Walker moving to attack.
Hey Zell.
Targeting at maximum.
This isn't good.
AT-AT ready.
Alright, well, we're up near the landing pad, so we'll go over there.
Armor transport ready. Reporting in. Cannon charged. Attack. AT-AT destroyed. Roger that. Fire. Open fire.
Zsinj does not get a sovereign in the mod. Is Gethserian still alive? Yes, good.
Form up. Attack that target.
What is it?
Awaiting your orders. Proceeding to target. On my way, sir. Attacking target.
We secured a landing zone.
I fear.
Choose your reinforcements.
Let's get some of them in here.
Destination
Another
set.
ATTE. And an IDT.
Reinforcements
That'd be
en
good.
route. Choose your reinforcements.
Let's get these guys in.
Advancing.
And these guys.
Coordinates.
Capacity.
Dropping. Fire at will. Attacking. Targeting. Fire. Target acquired.
Firing range on that guy's a bit weird right now.
Roger that. Order acknowledged. Fire. Heading out.
Pretty sure the base is over here on this map.
I copy. Commencing attack. Reporting. Walker moving out.
Unit destroyed.
Fuck. I think it's all impassable, not
The time is
flying.
here.
That sucks. Will I be adding any new units or no? To which? Pretty much everything's getting new units in 2.2. We've shown a ton of them already. Like the ATTE is one of them. Even just within this Let's Play.
Attack that target. Let's
And of
go.
course, as you probably noticed, the death clone there
I sense
is
your
the
request.
AT-80 one. It's not the ATTE, obviously.
On my
The
way.
animation is done. We're just trying to,
Reporting.
Awaiting
or I
orders.
just haven't coded it in yet. And there is still some changes we're making to. Oh, that's probably the other part of the base.
Fire at will. Keep going.
Ready.
I'll copy. This way.
Perfect.
Attacking. Over there.
Yeah, these guys haven't been squatted yet, so that's fine.
Firing.
We secured a landing zone.
Rolling out.
Commence
I'm
attack
ready.
run.
Choose your reinforcements. Reinforcements
Target
en route.
Setting course.
Yeah, Zsinj does have Raptor Troopers. I just haven't built any.
Artillery online. Order.
I guess we'll just
acknowledged.
pop the artillery over here. Okay, we got a vehicle factory. Got a lot of vehicle factories.
Unit destroyed.
What?
I copy. Yes, sir. As you wish, General.
Reporting. Moving to position.
Ideally, I want to make sure that more ATTs don't die.
Unit destroyed.
Yes, sir. Yes, Commander.
Unit destroyed.
I mean, there's some stuff we're doing to the Duskin League to
Moving to attack.
make them a bit more functional, but they're still a minor fact. Like, they're not.
I don't enjoy waiting.
They're still just in 1 or 2 GCs. They're not getting a ton of new units because the Duskin League just used the Black Fleet.
Bombardment available.
So there'll be some like quality of life improvements. We're going to give them some stuff to sustain themselves in the multi-air GCs, but you're not going to see a bunch of new units for them.
Reporting.
What do you mean special
away.
for them? Like, they're getting the Bellator, that's fairly special.
Yes, Commander. Moving out.
What do you want?
I think these are infantry only paths,
If
are
that
they?
is your will.
We'll cover you.
No, doesn't look like it.
Do you have a plan yet? Where is my victim? I will go as I please.
Can you fly down yet? No. Oh, yep, you can.
Unit destroyed.
Oh shit.
Unit destroyed.
No one is my superior.
Planet is so hard to take.
I will make the enemy kneel. It can be done.
Do they have these? Yes, they do.
No one shall live.
On my way. Heading out. Order acknowledged.
Unit capacity.
I think this is going to be another column X situation.
Fall before me. If that is your desire. Soon they will be crushed. Bow, my servants.
Providing covering fire.
Unit
Time to
destroyed.
meet your destiny. I
Laying
sense
suppressive fire.
disturbance.
Well, orbital bombardment was intentionally made pretty inaccurate, so you're getting a lot of damage in the area.
We have no choice.
But like, there was a huge issue in EAW where the way people would deal with ground battles is they would just sit there and
Dark side.
they'd wait for the cooldowns on bombing runs and orbital bombardments, and there's nothing you can do against those. Like, you're making it so that the battle is entirely decided by things outside the battle. Like, if you have a capital ship in orbit, you just automatically win. And so we wanted to have something, like, we wanted to keep it in because people would be pissed if you take it out, but at least have it be something that doesn't just instantly annihilate their base and win you the game. Alright. Let's go over here. Got all these tanks now. I don't want to send in that ATE
That's right.
TE because it's kind of
Bombing
hurting.
run available.
Where is the enemy? Very well.
Battalion standing by.
Unit destroyed.
Awaiting orders.
Unit destroyed.
Attack run.
But yeah, as far as the Duskman League goes, we've done a lot of the same changes that Dave has done. He's actually on the dev team. So you'll see some similar stuff, but we're not doing the same unit changes where they can build like a bunch of different stuff now. I don't remember exactly what he had in it, but like the Duskin League, as far as unit choices go, is still fairly similar to what they... No! Not Gazirian.
Time order. Copy. Deploying. Scanning for enemies.
We haven't decided what we want to do with fighters yet for any of them. For anyone except for Zsinj, who's obviously getting his TIE Raptors.
Moving out. Right away. Order acknowledged. Heading out. All out. Scanning.
We don't want to have too many different types of fighters in the mod, because there's already a bunch, and it makes it really hard to select them in battles.
Enemy in range. Attack. Let's go. Fire.
Right, I think this will be it. There's not a huge amount left on the planet. Oh, the other thing we know we're going to try to do is give Maldrude the clutch fighters.
Brigade standing by. Keep going.
Do I have anything with Hunt?
Yes, sir.
No.
Ready. Armor ready. This way.
I'm going to risk it.
Unit destroyed.
That sucks. We still got the ATT. That's fine.